Before starting this video, let me tell you that if you want to make money and if you want to make a lot of money, I have a Skillshare link to my affiliate marketing masterclass for this new year, 2019. So if you want to check that out, you can click the link in the description and you will have 2 months for free on Skillshare if you use my link, only my link, right? So make money, go to my affiliate marketing class, and everything will be great. So let's start with the video because this is a very interesting video. Okay, so guys, to be honest, I had other videos planned for this week, but right now I want to talk about this because, we're getting very close to 2020. We are literally very close, and time is gonna go quick, man. So candidates are already popping up. They are starting to announce their candidacies, and one of those candidates was Kamala Harris. He announced that she was gonna run for US president about 2 or 3 days ago. So again, depending on when you're seeing this, that's the date. But many other candidates have announced already. I mean, I remember this guy Julian Castro, apparently a Democrat from San Antonio. He's Hispanic, from Mexican descent, and he's being running, but he's pretty much irrelevant, so I didn't care. Then we have people like Elizabeth Warren, Native American Elizabeth Warren, who also announced her candidacy about Christmas time, and she actually opened a beer or something like that. And well, now we had Kamala Harris, one of the bigger quote-unquote fish that's supposedly gonna run for 2020. And a lot of people, something I found interesting is that the media loves Kamala Harris for some reason. Maybe they see Obama in her. Maybe they think that because she's, a person of color and she's half black, half Indian, that she's this very diverse future of American. Maybe that's why, because they're excited about her, or maybe because she is an establishment Democrat. So let's talk about all this, and let's talk about, could Kamala Harris beat Donald Trump and become the next US president? Okay, so first of all, let's talk about Kamala Harris a little bit. She is a senator from California. She's been attorney general, and again, so many things that you could go and research on her. And when the candidate list was announced, and when the media were saying, okay, this is a list of possible candidates that are gonna run, I saw the name Kamala Harris. I don't know much about her. I didn't even knew her. Something interesting about her, and that's definitely going to play a role in the election, because this is how we roll nowadays, is her ethnicity. Most people know that she's African American. She's proudly said that she's an African American woman. But a lot of people might not know that she's also half Indian. Her mother was from southern India, so that's something I really found interesting, because she doesn't look Indian. She looks a little bit more black, although I always kind of questioned that, because I thought she had some white on her, because she's light skinned, like very light skinned compared to an average African American. So I thought she's like Obama, mixed race, right? And Obama was far darker than her, so I thought she's probably a little bit more other thing than black. But now we know that his father was from Jamaica and her mother from southern India. So yeah, definitely a very diverse person in Kamala Harris. You know that demographics and ethnicities are gonna play a role in the elections, because that's just now how it works. Your race, your ethnicity matters in nowadays political stage, and I think that's one of the reasons that the media are so excited about her. Look at other candidates. Joe Biden, white old man. Bernie Sanders, white old man. Beto O'Rourke, young white man that pretends to be Hispanic but is not really Hispanic. It's pretty much white as fuck. And other candidates who are white, Elizabeth Warren, she's female, yeah, but she's still old and white. And the media loves people who aren't old and who aren't white. And well, Kamala Harris is relatively young and she's not white. So if she becomes president, not only she would become the first female president, she will become the first African American female president. She will become the first Asian president, because let's remember, she's half Indian, therefore making her also the first Indian American president.
the first female Indian. Like so many firsts when it comes to Kamala Harris. Probably she should be one of the youngest presidents also. I don't know if the youngest, but probably on the top 5 or 10. Talking about her voting record, she does kind of have a progressive record. Like, I never, I've been researching on her these last couple days, and she definitely doesn't have that progressive vibe to her. Maybe because she's just like a kind of classical Democrat, or maybe because she's not that progressive indeed. But you could make the argument for her that she's indeed a progressive, something that you can do. For example, someone like Hillary Clinton or even Joe Biden, who has openly said he's kind of a centrist, quote unquote. Kamala Harris goes further left than some of those people, but also, she's not as far left as someone like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren, and that's what the people want. And also, let's take into account that she's pretty much an establishment Democrat. She's been in politics all her life, and she's never had this. I don't know how to explain this. Like, Bernie Sanders has this whole movement by that he's gonna change everything on Washington. Kamala Harris doesn't have that vibe into her. She seems pretty much a boring candidate. That's what a lot of young people don't want. They don't want that kind of person. They want an outsider. A lot of young people. That's what Donald Trump won, because he was an outsider, but he appealed to other kind of people. And, let's talk about, could Kamala Harris win in 2020? First of all, let's talk, could she even win the primary? I mean, if we take into account all the candidates that are now have confirmed, kind of, I think she could beat most of the candidates that have announced. I think she could beat Elizabeth Warren. I think she could beat, guys like Julian Castro, obviously. But a lot of people haven't announced yet. Beto O'Rourke, is he gonna run? Bernie Sanders, is he gonna run? Joe Biden, is he gonna run? If these people, if one of those or all three of them run, she's gonna have a tough time. I mean, even I think she's gonna have a tough time with people like Cory Booker or Elizabeth Warren. So she's obviously gonna have a tough time with people like Bernie Sanders, who are extremely popular. Joe Biden, extremely popular, even with minorities. He comes from the Obama administration. He's obviously going to be super popular. I think Kamala Harris is going to have a tough time, and she comes from a state like California. A lot of delegates. I don't really know the number, but, state with the most delegates, and the state with the most electoral votes. So that's definitely going to help her. I think she might be able to carry her state of California, with the most delegates on the primary. But again, she's gonna have a tough time in other parts of the country where Bernie, the Rust Belt or New England, parts where Bernie and Joe Biden have a lot of support. Now, let's say that she wins the nominee. Bernie Sanders doesn't run, Joe Biden doesn't run, Beto O'Rourke doesn't run. I think she could be the other candidates, and she might carry, the nomination. She could do very well in some parts of the country. I think she's gonna do obviously phenomenal with African Americans because she's black. She could do well with Asian Americans, which again are a significant percentage of the electorate. I don't know how well would she do with Hispanics, but I think she's gonna do well. Obviously there are better candidates to appeal to those kind of voters, but definitely she's gonna do well. And could she beat Trump? I don't think so. Even though she would have definitely a better chance than Hillary, and she, the race itself could get very close, I don't think she has what it takes to beat Trump. So I don't think she's gonna be the best nominee for the Democrats. I mean, I would love for the Democrats to nominate her because I don't want any Democrat. Any popular Democrat in the White House. I'd rather have Trump, to be honest. But she can do well. I've been a little bit impressed with her speeches, with her Q&As. I thought she was going to be more establishment than he is. I thought she was going to be very similar to Hillary Clinton. She's not. But still, she's establishment. A lot of people don't like her, and I think she might have a tough time in the primaries and obviously against President Trump. So yeah, let's continue with another topic that I want to talk about.